Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is snowing in Abbeville. Let me get a dark background, maybe you can see. They say it's going to quit this afternoon, but it is this afternoon right now and it hasn't quit yet. So we're getting us a good snow. We used to get good snows like this commonly. Even had a real bad 14-day snow blizzard. People without electricity for 14 days, but our city and our county and stuff, everybody's been working, clearing the limbs and the trees back since then. So we don't lose too much power. I don't see any ice on the power lines or nothing, so I don't expect we're going to have any problem with it. It's just going to be nice, good snow. But it sure is beautiful. And yes, I got flip-flops on my feet. I'm not going barefoot. I walked out here barefoot this morning and walked up to the Preston Banner for a little bit, and there was no snow on the ground. I walked up there barefoot. Alright, just snow everywhere. I'm loving it. Alright, thank y'all. God bless y'all. Hope you're enjoying this. It's snowing in Abbeville. Nobody's been driving down this road for a while. We don't have snow plows like you do up in New Hampshire and stuff. When I lived up there, they'd have them out within minutes after the snow started coming down. But we in Abbeville, South Carolina here. Nice cold weather. A little bit of rain turns it into snow. Alright, thank you. Alright, chemtrails in the sky over Abbeville. These clouds are blowing in out of Georgia, but they're all over us. There's X, that's the center of your storm, I guess. We got some other clouds over there, but they look awful thin, so those old chemtrail clouds. All that smoke and that haze up there, those are chemicals, y'all. That's not rain clouds. Those are chemicals sprayed out by our military, and they're not healthy. Radioactive barium, radioactive strontium, aluminum oxide, and arsenic. Those are just 4 of the chemicals up there. Those are the ones I can remember. Alright, thank y'all. Alright, a friend of mine just came in and told me we got this one coming straight at us, straight up. Is that 2 side by side? It looks like. Sorry guys, that's my heartbeat on the lens. My hand shakes when my heart beats. That looks like 2 jets streaming side by side. Alright, I'll make it more in a little bit. Thank y'all. Oh, we got the South Carolina flag up there. They're not flying the United States flag. Does that mean we've succeeded from the Union again? I don't know. It's been like that for a couple of days. I guess they just had to get a new American flag to put up there. Alright, thank y'all. Okay, only the state flag up there. Don't have the United States flag up. Have we succeeded from the Union again? Alright, thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm over here at Cedar Springs. And Cedar Springs is known for that big mansion over there. I've been through that, and it's got some weird stuff, and it's got some exciting stuff. Alright, but what I stopped to take pictures of is Cedar Springs ARP Church right here, and it's hard to read. It says Cedar Springs ARP Church, organized 1779. And that's the church over there. And the reason I want to stop and show you, back in the original days of our country, they didn't put steeples on the roof. Now, steeple is a sex symbol because it's an obelisk, and that stands for the penis of the god Osiris. He got tattooed, cut up by his brother. His wife went around and found everything but that. Alright, thank y'all. Welcome to Abbeville. Alright, there's a fire over in the National Forest. I guess they're over there clearing off the woods and stuff. They burned, clean up the woods so other stuff will grow in there. They got all those pine trees and they thin them out and make them where animals can live in the woods. They don't live in pine trees. You walk out in those pine trees, you don't hear no squirrels, you don't see no turtles, you don't see any deer out there. Alright, thank y'all. More beauty. This lady does this sign, she does good work. Alright, welcome to Abbeville, y'all. Thank you. Courthouse. Opera House. Courthouse. The square. Oh, you don't see this riding down your city streets every day. That's a big old snorkel lift. I don't know where he's going or what he's going to do. I'm right here by the Trinity Church. He might be going to work on it, I don't know. He's gotten in the parking lot behind it. I love snorkel lifts. I got to operate a few in my construction career. There's the church. It was built in the middle of the Civil War and they put a penis on the roof. They didn't do that before the Civil War, y'all. Our churches didn't do that. I don't know why they did it. Started copying the Catholics, I guess.
Is all that church property back there?
I believe it is, yes, sir. Yeah, I believe it's on Sunday.
Okay, I gotta get it out of the way just so they can rehab the church.
Alright, I ain't gonna quit filming. If I get any more excitement, I'll film it. We're out here in the middle of the woods. I don't see anything out there. But this is a cemetery. I do see something sticking up over there. I'm not gonna go out there because they say no trespassing, but I don't know where the church is for this place. But it's still here. And it'll be here till Jesus comes back. Then everybody comes out of the grave. Alright, thank you. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. I'm out in Sumter National Forest, and this is the old house. It's out here. There's nothing to see of it. There's a pile of bricks back there, probably where the chimney was. But this is about a 40-foot deep hole. We dropped a big rock down there. It took about 3 seconds to hit the bottom of it. And my cousin's saying this is an old well. It's just getting washed away and stuff. So all the dirt off the well made it bigger. Is now on the bottom of it, clogging it up as an underground stream. Alright, thank y'all. I'm on an old bridge out here in the middle of the woods. That's a friend of mine. That's my cousin. And I was coming down here because I remember seeing the old pin-connected truss bridge, but this is the second bridge on the road. The first one's been replaced. I would like to got pictures of that because that's a ancient form of making bridges. It was called the pin-connected truss bridge. And it's kind of like what you see down there where they got a big bolt running through there and a couple of bars and stuff all hooking together. But I don't know, wooden deck on here. They done shut it down. They're probably going to tear this down and replace it. Were we on Long Cane or which one?
Long Cane.
Long Cane River, y'all.
Creek. Long Cane Creek.
We're headed over to the Calhoun massacre, where the Calhoun family and a bunch of other families were around it, but Calhoun family is most prominent because of their grandson John C. Calhoun, which would later become Vice President of the United States during the Civil War. But anyway, this would be his grandparents, well, grandmother and a few other kinfolk and stuff that were being attacked by the Indians. And this is what caused the first Trail of Tears, but it wasn't called the Trail of Tears back then. It was the first time the Indians in South Carolina were removed and sent out to Oklahoma or whatever. They volunteered to go. They say the story is that when they started the Trail of Tears with the rest of the Cherokee and Indians that were in this area, that they didn't like it, and their chiefs killed the original chief who wanted to go out here. Alright. Reconstructed. I don't know what they're going to do with it. I mean, it doesn't look bad, but it's not up to their safety standards, so they're going to work on this bridge. Technically, I would say it's a one-lane bridge. Alright, but anyway, Calhoun Massacre's on down this road, and it'll be on your right, and that's where a lot of people are buried that were killed by the Indians. Alright, thank you. Bye. Alright. The reason they got attacked here is they were getting mired up trying to cross this river. Long Cane River is what this is called. It starts in Donald, South Carolina, works its way all the way down through here. And we're in McCormick County now. Alright, but back then this would have been Abbeville, it was before McCormick was made. Alright, hope you love your history. Thank y'all. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm down in McCormick County. And this is the wreck of the DC-4 with marijuana in it, where it crashed at. Now that ditch wasn't there. They've been here shaping up the ground since then. The wreckage was here up until 1990, and it's been removed and stuff. But it was loaded down with marijuana, and I mean there was people coming down here getting it like crazy. I could tell you stories of it. If you want me to, leave a note in the messaging on my video. Alright, thank you.
I'll let some of it sometime.
Underneath that bed?
Up on that bone.
No shit.
Hell yeah.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm back in historic McCormick County. That's an old antique grist mill down there. This is CSX. It used to be Atlantic Coastline. It used to be Seaboard Coastline. It used to be Atlantic Coastline. Hence the coastline is Seaboard. That was the Seaboard Airline Atlantic Coastline. It was also it had a couple of other names if I remember them. But it started out as Augusta Knoxville. That direction is Greenwood. I'm down here in McCormick, south end of McCormick siding. That's the siding there. Alright, there's your bank. A friend of mine built it. Over there's a phone company, and I put the air conditioning in that building. Downtown McCormick. And McCormick was named after the guy that built the Reaper, designed and built it. I see a light down there. I don't know if I got a train coming or not. I'm coming over here to check the signal out, so I got some walking I gotta do. This is in McCormick. I think that's beautiful. And back out there's a highway. Highway 28, Augusta's to the left and Abbeville's to the right where I'm from. You have to bear off to the right to go to Greenwood. You go through Troy, you see some interesting things. I'm also trying to explore around Troy to find the remnants for the Blue Ridge Railroad. The one that goes through Stump House Tunnel would have crossed over this track. They already did some grading, they say, up at Abbeville and something National Forest. I had an old timer tell me that he was taken out there. He'd seen some tracks that were laid, and that would have been right in the same location where they were grading and stuff. Gold 503. I'll get out on the track, out on the highway over the track. No signals for any northbounders. Alright, welcome to McCormick. It's a nice little town. I don't see them running the gold mine anymore. I heard it shut down. But they do have factories and stuff here, I guess, to employ the people. Big chunk of gold there, isn't it? Alright, it's got a little side down there with a switch stand. But I don't see any trains down there. I don't know to expect any. I don't know what the schedule is. I don't think they get too many trains down here. I know you got 2 trains northbound, southbound, so that makes 4 trains. And you got the switcher that comes through here. Well, you got 2 manifest rates. You'll see them coming through here, 2 south and 2 north. And, not much. There used to be a Y track down there, and there were parked switches on it, and I remember coming through here seeing F units down there. I couldn't tell you what type of F units they were, F7s or what, you know. Alright. Thank y'all. Alright, I forgot they got a southbound and a northbound coal train that'll come through here too. Alright, thank you. Bye-bye. Alright, you can read this. This is talking about that. And if I didn't put it up there long enough for you, back this video up and pause it. And you can read it. Should be able to. Got another signal over there, but I don't know if I could walk down there and see what it says or not. Alright, thank you. Here's the old cotton gin. They would take the seeds after they ginned it out, and they would crush them and get the oil out of them. And that was the big industry that made this place famous. It was owned by Mr. Dorn. I don't remember what his whole name is. Alright, I'll get some more.